morning. I'm Mr. Roger Nocong from Davao City National High School, a secondary math teacher. This morning, I will teach you on how to translate mathematical phrases into verbal phrase and vice versa. This one is very important for us to understand fully what is the application of math in real life. Now, let me show you my presentation on how to translate mathematical phrases into verbal phrase. Do you see this comic strip? Can you understand them? Or do you know what the ant's saying to Spider-Man? Well, I guess not, if you don't know how to speak Mandarin. Or have you watched a Chinese program or listened to a Korean novella without its Filipino translation?
Yes.
Do you like it?
No.
Well, I guess not also. Are you not wondering how our Filipino talents were able to translate it in a way that we would understand and appreciate it? Just like the world of mathematics, you would not understand and appreciate it fully unless you know how to translate real-life problems into mathematical phrases. This lesson will bring you to the world of translation. After taking up this lesson, you will be able to translate verbal phrases to mathematical phrase and vice versa. You can give your own word phrases and translate into mathematical expressions and vice versa. And lastly, you can cite some examples of real-life problems that involve mathematical phrases and translate it into symbols. Now let us start our discussion with the basic terms and phrases that can be associated with different mathematical symbols. Let's start with addition. Now, this is the symbol for addition. So the sum of total plus increased by greater than, added to, more than, exceeds, and gain are just some of the examples of words that can be associated with this symbol. Next, let's go to subtraction. Are you familiar with this symbol? Okay. So, words that are associated with that symbols are decreased by, minus, fewer, reduced by, subtracted by, difference of, less than, diminished by, and subtracted from. So, if ever you will hear those words, you can translate them now into that symbol. Next is the multiplication. So, multiplication, these are the words or phrases associated with it. The product of multiplication multiplied by twice and times. But of course, those are not limited. There are still other words wherein we can associate multiplication to it. Then let's go to division. So that is the division symbol. Words associated with it are the quotient of, divided by, division, the ratio of, and the fraction of. Next is the less than. This is the less than symbol. But oops, do not be confused with less than and is less than. Because you will only use that symbol if you are using the word or the phrase is less than. Because if you have less than alone, then you'll use the minus sign and not this symbol. And we have the utmost and is less than or equal to. That symbol denotes that you are comparing two expressions which are less than, or it can also be equal. Then the greater than. So this is the greater than symbol. So it is associated with the word is greater than. So you always take note of the word is. Because if we remove the is there, it would be for addition symbol already. And then we have the at least, and then is greater than or equal to. And the last is the equal to. So that is the symbol for equal to, and that's equal to, the same as, equals, and as well as. Now let's do some examples. Okay. Now let's try to translate mathematical phrases into verbal phrase. First is the 5 plus x. So it can be translated as the sum of 5 and a number. Then we have y minus 3. It can be translated as number y diminished by 3. Then the 3x plus 4 can be translated as 3 times a number increased by 4. And 2 over x as the quotient of 2n x. Remember, when you translate a division expression, you always use the fractional form and not the division symbol. For you to apply it when we are using already the equation. Now let's do it on the other way around. How about if we have the verbal phrase, then let's try to translate it to mathematical phrase. So let's have, for example, the sum of 2 numbers. So since we don't know that 2 numbers, we can use the concept of variable. As you all know, variable can take up any value. So we have the sum of 2 numbers can be written as x plus y. Then, the age of your brothers 10 years from now. So since it's 10 years from now, it denotes future. So that's x plus 10. Then, the number of days in a week you go to school times your baon. Since I don't know your baon, then I can just simply use variable x. You go 5 times a week in school, that's why we have 5 times x. And then the area of your room, if it is x plus 3 meters squared big plus the area of your dining room, if it is the quantity of 2x minus 2 square meters big. So that is the quantity of x plus 3 meters squared plus the quantity of 2x minus 2 squares meters. Now, be careful with the phrase less than. It reverses the order of things and the phrase all over or comma. It means the whole expression should be divided. As 3 less than the number should be translated as x minus 3 instead of 3 minus x. And the expression, the sum of a and b over c, all over c, should be written as a plus b over c and not a plus b over c. I think we are ready now to translate. Now, can you be my translator? I have these different verbal phrases below. Translate it to mathematical phrase. Let's try. My age 8 years ago if I am 0 years old now. The time I spent in reading if I read 3 less than twice the number of hours my friend read. And the sum of the number of hours you are reading and the number of hours you are playing if you read x hours and play 2x minus 6 hours. 3 consecutive numbers, 3 less than twice a number, and the sum of squares of 2 numbers divided by their difference. And then my age 5 years ago divided by my age 15 years from now. Now, you must answer those following problems in this way. So, my age 8 years ago, if I'm 0 years old now, should be translated as z minus 8. And the time I spent in reading, if I read 3 less than twice the number of hours my friend read, should be translated as 2x minus 3. Then, the sum of numbers of hours you are reading and the number of hours you are playing, if you read x hours and play 6 hours is, and then 3 consecutive numbers is x, x plus 1, and x plus 2. And then 3 less than twice a number is 2x minus 3. Just a little bit. Okay, now let's have our practice task. Translate the following verbal phrase into mathematical phrase. So the cost of Z watermelon at 2W pesos each. The age of your mother 8 years ago, if she is M years old now. The sum of two consecutive numbers divided by their product. Your weight if you gain M kilos and your weight X plus 2 kilos before. 1/8 of a number less than twice the number. The perimeter of your backyard if it is R meters wide and N meters long. And the average of two numbers. Number 8, your money after spending W pesos if you had Q pesos originally. The difference between two numbers multiplied by their sum. And the difference of your grade and the grade of your classmate. If your grade is 88 less than twice the grade of your classmate. If his grade is D plus 25. Now, let's try to apply your knowledge at a different concept. Can you list down the ages of your family member and using your age as a base and representing your age as X, can you represent the ages of your number? For example, my mother is 22 years older than me. So if I am X years old now, then my mother is X plus 22 years old. My younger sister is 12 years younger than me. So if I am X years old now, then her age would be X minus 12. Can you do it at your own? Lastly, can you make a dialogue out of this comic strip shown, and then the dialogue should be the application of the translation of verbal phrase to mathematical phrases and vice versa. Thank you. That will be it.